Hello and welcome to another video. Yeah, sorry it's been a long time since I've uploaded anything. I've just been so busy with so many different things. But yeah, I'm gonna be back on it now. So today I'm basically working on the Mark II vr6 project. I need to basically put the bonnet back on and see whether it clears, because I'm not sure whether or not I've got the height on the engine mounts perfect at the moment, so I might have to potentially cut a little bit more off the rear engine mount in order to get the bonnet to close. So that is what I'm just about to do. Going to stick the bonnet on and see how much clearance we've got. Here we go. Right, so we're looking okay. So basically, the bonnet fits on there okay, and I've looked under here. So I've just put a towel to protect my inlet manifold. But the bonnet does clear pretty nicely, so that shouldn't hit, because obviously the worry is that the inlet manifold will hit the top of the bonnet. So we should be okay on that. I think I've took about 15 millimeters in the end. 15 mil, I believe, I cut off of the back, off the rear engine mount. We've got pretty good ground clearance as well, because I don't want the car to be bottoming out on anything. So it's about 5 inches from the floor to the bottom of the sump, and that's about the best I could get with these wheels. So I've used coilovers just to kind of get the right height. I don't want it totally slammed to the floor. So I've got it so, you know, it's going to be drivable going down the road. Right, now I can crack on then and start getting this engine plumbed in. Here we go. Right, so I've got the injectors connected up. When you lay the wiring loom in position, it all kind of falls into place to where it needs to be. So yeah, making a start now, plumbing it in. So I'm just putting the inlet manifold together, because this is going to be the next thing to bolt this back onto the car. So got the throttle body in this position. Allows for enough clearance, hopefully. Breather pipes. Just need to figure out the heat shield now, because I think the heat shield for the exhaust bolts to the inlet manifold. Yeah, it's been a while since I took it all apart, so I'm just trying to figure it all out again. Here we go. Right, so that's the inlet manifold bolted on with a new gasket underneath. I've got the heat shield in place as well, so the exhaust heat shield also works as the mounting for the manifold. So that's all bolted on as well. I've started to connect up some of the connectors as well, so the coil packs are in, all plugged in. Just trying to figure out some of the other wiring. So I've got most of it plugged in now, so it's all plugged into where it needs to go. Got a little bit of a slight issue with this connector here. Doesn't fit together as it should. Obviously it's meant to join together, so I might have to end up cutting that and joining the wires, which is a little bit annoying. I might also get rid of this as well, because it's there's quite a big connector just for one wire, so I might cut this off and solder it and make it look a bit neater. I'm using the battery terminal out of a BMW, so I'm going to use this as my positive connector here. So I'm going to tidy this all up and get this mounted for the positive feed. Some of the Mark II wiring is still in here as well, so I've got to figure that out as well. Most of it's all connected up now though. I've also got I picked up a set of used lambda sensors. I paid 30 quid for the pair for my breakers. So I've got some lambda sensors to wire in as well. A few other things to button up, but it's starting to take shape. Right, so I'm just going to start putting the dash, well, the clocks back in. I've got a set of 16 valve clocks, which I picked up because the clocks I had in the car were playing up. So yeah, I've got 16 valve clocks. I've also got a Mark 1 Golf speedo cable out for a 1.3 model. You need it for this twisty end here to work with the speedo. The Mark 1's the same, so I think it's just a little bit longer, but it works out cheaper. So yeah, I'm going to use that for the speedo cable and start getting the last of the dash trims back in the car. Got the dash trim there and the stereo to put in. Not that I'll be using the stereo because I'll be listening to the engine, but it is looking pretty complete in here anyway. It's got the steering wheel to put back on as well. A few other little bits and pieces to tidy up in here. So I think I'm going to make a start on this now. So to use the 1.3 speedo cable, you have to take off the speed sensor off the gearbox, off the vr6 gearbox, and basically wind it onto this. So I'll show you that now. Right, so here's the speed sensor removed out the gearbox. So basically you need to remove this top part and then screw the 1.3 speedo cable onto that. So yeah, I'll show you. There we go. So the sensor just comes off the top piece, and it's got a square drive the same as the 1.3. So you literally just screw it into that and then it's good to go. And there we go, speedo cable installed. So yeah, basically you want either the Golf Mark 1 or Golf Mark 2 1.1 to 1.3 speedo cable. Literally just screws into that. I went for the 1.3 because it's Mark 1 because it was cheaper. I think it's a little bit longer, but I can hide this, you know, and tidy it all up towards when I'm doing my cable management, because at the moment it's all a bit of a mess still. Just trying to get everything routed. So ticking things off the list anyway. Oh yeah, power steering system I've got all plumbed in as well. So I've got all the hoses in position for that as well. So all the hoses are in. Reservoir is there. I've just got the gear linkages to connect up soon, and a few other bits and pieces. But yeah, I'm gonna install the clocks now, get the clocks in place, and put the remainder of the dashboard back together. Right, so that's my clocks back in. So my nice 16 valve clocks. Just starting to get the rest of the dashboard put together. Got all the wiring to do there. Got the center console to put in. Got a trim. I've mounted the shift tower on a custom bracket that I've made to hold it in place. Drilled 2 holes through the floor. I've got a surround for that. I've got to trim the surround down the plastic to make it fit. Then it's going to be a case of putting the under trays back on. We're all pretty much sorted under here now. Yeah, and then obviously the steering wheel back on as well. And then we're going to be starting to take shape. Right, so that's my dash, my clock's back in, my stereo back in, steering wheel just loosely in position, all the controls back in again, everything all connected up, so you're starting to take shape. Right, I'm just getting the centre console in. I've had to trim the plastic on this side to get it over the actual gear shifter. Still might have to make some final adjustments, but it seems to be okay actually. I'm gonna have to try and drill and get a couple of fixings into here just to secure it. It's totally doable. I mean, it's not going to look the prettiest underneath, but once the covers are on and everything, you won't even tell. But it's the best you can do in this situation, really, because of the custom sort of jiggery pokery you have to do to get it all in the car. Yeah, so far so good. I also bought this custom piece from one of the guys off of one of the forums. I think it's the Club GTI forum. It's like a 3D printed piece that goes over here. See if I can do this on camera. And then basically allows you to use your existing Mark 2 gear gaiter. So it just jacks it up enough so you can clip that on. I'll put it all back together and show you what it looks like. Right, there you have it. So that actually looks pretty good, to be fair. So it's got like this extension piece, 3D printed, which just jacks it up a little bit and allows you to use the original Mark II gear gaiter. I think that looks quite tidy actually. not bad at all. I think that's one of the issues is obviously because the O2J shifter sticks out quite a bit, you can't really get a gator over it properly, so that's actually pretty good. Like I say, one of the guys on the forum makes them, it's 3D printed. I can't remember his name now, but if you look on, I think it's on the Club GTI forum, if you look on there, you can get these delivered to the UK. There we go. Right, I've also got the battery wired up in the boot, so I've got the I've used a BMW 3 Series cable kit for my breakers. I've just got the earth just bolted to the chassis on the back here, so it will connect up quite nicely. I've still got to figure out a clamp for the battery, some sort of a clamp to hold it in place. But yeah, I've put the battery back here out of the way. Frees up a bit of space at the front. Yeah,